You're listening to Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick in association with Wexford Insurances. Challenge us at Wexford Insurances 0818 31 30 30.
My first guest this morning is Patsy Carney of EirGen Pharma. Patsy, you might start by telling me a bit about your own background, please.
Well, my own background is I've worked all my life in the pharmaceutical industry since qualifying out of UL back in 85, or NIHE Limerick as it was when I was in college. So I've spent all my working life within the pharmaceutical industry, working with various multinationals until I had a eureka moment back in 2004, which was when Tom Brennan, my partner and my current business, EirGen Pharma, got the idea that we'd strike out on our own.
Tell me about EirGen Pharma. What do you do?
Well, we are engaged in the development and manufacture of what we call highly potent pharmaceutical products. These are products which would be in therapeutic areas, mainly like oncology, so cancer treatments or organ transplant drugs. They're very potent, so therefore quite toxic substances to be working with. So we have a special facility we built here in Waterford to handle the development and the manufacture of those kind of products, and effectively develop them and manufacture them for global markets.
So that eureka moment you had back in 2004, 2005, tell me all about it.
Well, we were on a MBA programme actually in University of Limerick. Both Tom and I were on the same programme, and on a Saturday morning it was an outreach programme that was in the Guidant facilities. It was up in Clonmel, or the Abbott facilities. It's Boston Scientific and Abbott facility up there now. And UL lecturers would come down to us and teach us there on a Friday and Saturday for part of the MBA programme. And there was an entrepreneurship module on the programme led by Professor Pat Fleming from Limerick, who herself was an entrepreneur. The programme was that in that particular module we had to put a business plan together. And it was 80% of the mark that term for the business plan and 20% for the exam at the end of the year. Two of us looked across the table at each other on a Saturday morning, and the light bulb went off and said, well, actually there might be something in this, and maybe we could actually put a proper business together out of what was starting out as an academic exercise.
How important is market research to your own organisation?
It's something that you can't ignore because it changes all the time. You're constantly looking to see what are the right products to actually go for in terms of development, because you're making a decision now for a product that you're expecting to get to market in 3 to 5 years' time. So you're trying to gauge the market at that point in time, looking at the level of competition that's there, the level of interest from customers. So it's absolutely critical that you stay on top of it through whatever channel you can gain that information, whether it's databases, through your customer interactions, through your competitors and their behaviour in the marketplace. But you've got to keep doing it all the time.
In 2008, you put in a nomination for the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year programme. Tell me a bit about that.
Well, actually, we were nominated by a local entrepreneur here in Waterford, Michael Flynn of FLI, who had been a finalist, I believe, maybe the 2 years previously or the year previously. And he suggested we should put our names forward in the emerging category. Now, we were 2 years in at that stage, so we actually had a critical base of customers established. We had a number of products already developed that were in regulatory approvals phase. And at that stage, we were 12 employees and looking to drive on and really drive the business on in terms of, because our market is completely global. I mean, really, we do not have a customer base in Ireland because the products we're developing are for global markets. And we saw this as actually, the more we thought about it, was a good opportunity to increase the profile of the company. The main benefit we didn't even know about at the time, which was the access to this alumni of like-minded individuals and entrepreneurs, and many of them much bigger organisations, much farther down the line than we are, that we get the opportunity to learn from their experiences in industry and use to our best advantage. So it came at the right time. We didn't even know it at the time, but by the time we got to the other end of the programme in 2008, we realised the benefit it was going to have for us in that year. And for
you were a finalist in 2008 with Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year award. Tell me about 2009 and on. What happened next?
Well, we continued to drive on the business. The first approval started to come through in terms of products who are now started to provide commercial product to the marketplace. Our regulatory approvals came through, which is a big deal in our industry. For example, yes, through the Irish Medicines Board, we were fully approved from day one to manufacture and develop and supply product to the European market. But that followed on from there was in 2010, our FDA approval, which gave us our access to the US market, and straight on from that, within months, our Japanese approval. So therefore, the facility that we have by early 2011 was actually a facility that actually could produce product or develop product for global markets and all of the key regulated markets within the globe, which again is a differentiator, because a lot of our competition were geographical sector focus, not necessarily offering a global solution, which we can do. And some of the internationals that we actually interface with, particularly in the generic world, have a global footprint. So to be able to go to a one-stop shop that can do a product for them globally is important. So we continue to build out the business like that, add more products, add more projects to what we were doing, increase the headcount, because it has now, back when we were in the finals in 2008, we had 12 employees. We now, as of February 2013, that's now 63. So it's we're building out the facility, growing the facility, and growing the product base. That took us a certain stage within our evolution, which was, okay, if we want to move on from here, a lot of what we're doing is developing products for other people. Why not start developing products for ourselves? So that became the next critical thing, which was to do that would take an injection of equity. So we embarked on a mission late 2011 to actually attract outside investment. So that was a major program we went with, hired in investment bankers to advise us on the program, project manager for the particular job, and we went to market. Cut a long story short, we took in that investment in March of last year, March 12, which was a Saudi investment of 19 million. So I came from a Saudi company, an indigenous pharmaceutical company called Spamaco, based in Riyadh in Saudi. And that is a transformational amount of money, because we were able to actually make it a minority investment, so we still retain the majority of the equity with the existing original shareholders. And that money and that injection of equity is the capital we need to actually build out the facility, and also now gives us the actual war chest that we needed in rocket fuel to actually develop our own products. So if we're developing the products and we're investing in the products in terms of an R&D point of view, then we're going to realise greater profitability at the back end, rather than the old business model, which was very much a contract development, contract supply, which obviously the margins are keener. So this is a major milestone for the company, again, a major inflection point. So we're now 10 months into that programme, and we're about to embark on the facility expansion, and we have a pretty deep pipeline of products that we've actually embarked upon are developing for our own account. So it remains exciting times at EirGen, as it always has been, actually, since we incorporated back in 2005. Every year brings its new challenges, and no more so than 13 as we look forward to the coming years.
It's a great success story for the South East, and especially Waterford. What are your plans overall for the next 3 to 5 years for EirGen Pharma?
The actual, really, and it's I suppose it's a good time to talk about it, because we've obviously just built out our 5-year plan. It's that time of year and so on. So, really, it's now to really kick on in terms of our product development program, our facility expansion program. That's really a lot of what 2013 is about. Get the platform of the expanded facility in place, but also really stoke the engine in terms of the R&D program, in terms of the new product developments, and that's going to be transformational. That takes us to a new level again in terms of revenue and profitability, because we will be developing these products for our own account, and then effectively taking them to market through strategic partners in the particular markets from a sales and marketing point of view. So that's really where we go to next. We have a market presence in over 40 countries now. So, okay, we'll keep adding to those countries, but we're in all the major markets at this stage. But we continue to expand and continue to drive on the business.
Well, Patsy, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you very much for coming in and speaking to our listeners this morning, and wish you every success with your next stage of growth at EirGen Pharma. After the break, I'll be speaking to Adrian Dolphin of Rigney Dolphin Contact Centre about their expansion into the US market, so stay tuned.